Humboldt is the second largest hotspot for type 1 diabetes in Western Canada. Everyone in our community has someone they know or is touched by type 1 diabetes.
The Humboldt Ultramarathon is Jason's idea to promote and give the awareness of type 1 diabetes. And along with our team here, we fundraise for DriftCan. DriftCan is a non-profit organization that raises money for research for diabetes.
Our event has grown in the last number of years from myself in a camper in the parking lot to having just kind of friends and family coming out and running that first year, to we moved to the golf course for a bit. We were about to 175 people. The surrounding communities are starting to figure it out. Like tonight, we're going to be around 350 people at the event. Dr. Shapiro himself, the doctor working on the cure for type 1, came out last year and I ran with him. This event really works to support the research Dr. Shapiro's doing and hopefully bring a cure for them.
We kick off the night with a banquet. There's live entertainment and there's a big table of silent auction items. They have a live auction also. It's all to raise money for trying to find a cure for diabetes.
The Humboldt Ultramarathon is a 4x4x48 ultramarathon where you run 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. Made popular by ultramarathoner David Goggins.
Then we do 11 runs after that, every 4 hours. We have some special runs.
We do what's called a superhero run. So I wear a tutu during that event, which sounds ridiculous, but a few months before my daughter was diagnosed, she had a dance competition of which she was dressed up in this blue outfit with a blue tutu. And I look back on that event as being the strength that she handled her diabetes with. She's my superhero, so that's what I'm running as. But other people dress up in like superhero costumes, the Superman stuff, or family members. And really it is to symbolize the superheroes that are in our community all around us, that support us and help us through our everyday life.
And then we also do a glow stick run. We do that one at midnight. That one's a real fun one. All the kids come out. People are always here cheering. It's just a great atmosphere.
A couple of my friends ran it last year and kind of bugging me that I should start do it next year, so that's how I decided to do it.
Both ourselves and our families have been involved with the type 1 diabetes fundraising groups around town here for a long time. So once they started the run, we joined in.
What happened is January 2021, I kind of came across this in a podcast. At first I was like, that's an insane thing to do. But over the next coming weeks, I really saw the connection between our family with type 1. Our daughter is diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic, and how waking up and managing diabetes during the night, during the day, where it doesn't quit, and it's pretty consistently, you got to show up every time, where I saw that connection between the two things. And I thought it was an excellent representation of what it's like to be living with type 1 diabetes. So Aubrey's story, she was diagnosed at 4 years old as a type 1. So my wife and Aubrey and her 2 older brothers were coming back from Calgary from a hockey tournament. Dina thought something was off with Aubrey. She got back to the house and said, hey, I'm running to my brother's place, who is a type 1 diabetic, and I'm just checking sugar to rule it out. She ended up being 33. So a normal non-diabetic would be running at about 5. She was very high. She immediately ran her to the hospital. We found out that night that she was diagnosed as a type 1. That was actually June 3rd, 2018.
When we first saw that Jason was doing something like this, we had no clue really what type 1 diabetes was. And then it was only a year after Jason ran his first one that our daughter was diagnosed when she was 10 years old. And it's just a whirlwind of doctor's appointments and learning how to count carbs and what insulin does and how to keep her blood sugar level and try not to be too high, try not to be too low. And then one of the biggest things about learning that stuff was that the local team here of the Humboldt people that are been dealing with type 1 diabetes reached out to us like almost immediately. That makes a world of difference, having an actual support team with people. And I'll never forget, I was on my way to the hospital to meet up with Becky and Elena, and I called Jason. And He said to me, he's like, welcome to the group that nobody wants to be a part of. And like, just right from there is like where our bond started building of like friendships and the guidance and helping from all around.
Seeing the runners and Jason and everyone else that's been able to do it consistently over the last few years, you realize that, wow, well, a lot of people can do this.
When our daughter was diagnosed with type 1, we weren't asked if we want to. I treated this ultramarathon that way. I don't get a choice. You don't need to try to do this, just be determined that you're not going to quit.
This event means a lot to me. I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 9 years old, so it's been part of my life for about as long as I can remember. Knowing that there's people out there and researchers that are working to actively find a cure, and this is how we can support those researchers, it means a lot. So the flags that are behind us, they each represent one person in Saskatchewan that has type 1 diabetes. And they're positioned right where, as we're coming in from the runs, we can see them. So I think at the end of each run, taking a look at those flags, knowing what we're out here for and what we're raising funds to ultimately cure, that's the root of why we're here.
My daughter's just one of those little flags of that big sea of blue there, and so it's crazy to think that there's that many people who are suffering.
Having each other to just overall support each other, not just with the run, but through both of us living with type 1 diabetes has been really nice.
Shows how strong everyone can be dealing with a disease like type 1 diabetes. Overall, like support of the community we have here, and with more and more runners joining up every year, our cause is getting out there, and it feels great to have this great bond with everyone and do something very, very challenging.
If you're coming into this run and unsure if you can do it, it's 4 miles at a time. You do as much as you can. We'll be there to support you. Just give us a call. I did this the very first year. I hadn't run in 10 years. I had never run over 5 kilometers. I've never run 10K. I've never run a half marathon. I've never run a marathon. I went from a guy who was just sitting on his couch, trained, and I ran an ultramarathon in 6 months. We can get you to that point. If you have the desire, if you have the why, you can do absolutely everything. It's not every day you get an opportunity to show your kid how much you love them or what you do for them. If you are up for a challenge and want to take this opportunity, you'll be better because of it. I'm better now than I was 6 years ago.
There's a story to tell in every community. What should we feature next on maxTV Local? Let us know at SaskTel.com/local.